Hi there. First, I just want to start by thanking you because over the last few days, I have gotten so many loving, sweet, just supportive comments. We had 6 dogs, and 2 days ago, one of them just quickly passed away. And and just I shared it. You don't. I don't normally share things like that, which is a good thing because things like that don't normally happen, but I did. And I just got the nicest comments and feedback. And it's so interesting because there's that saying, I think it's the only thing consistent is change or something like that. I always botch up quotes, something like that. But it's really, really true. And I remember years ago when my mom passed away, how it's like, and anybody who's experienced any loss, you there they are one day and then gone the next, and other people are sort of moving on and going on with their lives, and you're like, well, wait a second, don't you realize that my world is no longer the same? And it's just an odd thing. Like I remember actually going to my mom's funeral, and we were stopped at a light, and I looked over, and there was another car with, just everybody in the car laughing, having a great time. And it really like rocked me. I was like, how can you be having so much fun and laughing? Like, don't you know what I'm going through? But we all go through that. And it's just, again, it's like how that the only thing consistent is change. I see it with just the rest of the dogs, where one of them is, if you saw my pictures, I have it was my bulldog who passed, and the golden, just the sweetest, most lovable dog. If you have goldens, let me know. First of all, let me know if you have dogs, if you have goldens. He knew. It's like he knew, and he put his paw on her and sat in a place he never sat in, put his paw on her, which he had never done. And it's like he knew. And it's so interesting to see how here it is, like, yesterday, a day later, and some of them were acting kind of, like weird, and some of them were okay, and some were a little mopey, but life goes on and change goes on. And at the same time, yesterday my son graduated from high school, and it was like, there's change, and then my 2 younger kids are going to be moving, starting school, and there's change. And the only thing we can count on is that change. So, how do you embrace change? Or do you embrace change? Or do you resist change? What do you do? Like, I know there's that another saying, I'm going to botch this up, but something like a tree, when you think of a tree that's flexible bends, and a tree that's rigid breaks. Here's a time in the world where we've been asked to make a lot of changes. Maybe you were going out all the time, and now here you can't. Or maybe your work was something where you'd have a brick and mortar, like some sort of store or hands-on thing that you had to do. And now that's not what you've been doing. And you're spending more time at home. And how is that affecting you? What's it bringing out in you? What's it bringing up in you? What's it inviting in you? And what's it creating? What is that change doing for you? And the change that's coming up, is it a welcome change? Is it something that, this was a really good thing that happened because maybe now you're spending more time with your family that you were. Maybe you have a little bit more time to yourself, and that was desperately needed. What are we doing with this change? Is it something that you're going to take and roll with and continue with? Or if and when there is some sort of, new normal, which will be, what's that going to look like for you? And I just also invite everybody, don't judge anybody else for how they're moving through this. We're seeing the best and the worst in everybody. And let's just stay judgment free. Everybody can do what they want, move through this how they want, what's best for them and their families. And I trust that everybody's doing what they feel is best at wherever they are. Their current level of consciousness is having them act and behave the way they are right now, good, better, otherwise. Maya Angelou had that saying, if we knew better, we'd do better. Well, here's the time. So whatever we're doing now, we may look back and say, hey, you know what? I didn't realize that back then. But who do I want to be right now? But it just struck me between the so many beautiful changes happening, and then so many unwelcome changes. A lot of us are losing loved ones during this time, close family members, friends, even beloved pets, who crossed that rainbow bridge. And there's a whole lot of change going on, and it's a disruptor. It's definitely causing a shift in our perspectives, in our awareness, in what's important to us. What do we want? Who do we want to be? I love that change brings up these questions for us and causes a little bit of a shakeup and asks us to revisit how we've been doing things. I always have these 4 questions that I ask people, and who've been numbing, avoiding, distracting. You've heard me say this a million times: face it, feel it, heal it. And that's the way, to that place of healing that you want. But it's really so true. When you're numbing and avoiding and distracting, sometimes you do that and you just, it's fine until you can't. But it is that change, whether it's you bringing on the change or that change being brought on, for you. How do you react and respond to it? Are you kicking and screaming? Are you rolling with it? Or are you saying, questioning things like, okay, what can I learn from this? What can I do with this? What can I become because of this? The only thing I know is that every change at some level is in our highest and best good. And also it's a natural part of life, maybe the suckiest part of life, but like something like death. We can't escape it, and it's something that we all experience. I'm certainly not unique in this at all. But I'm curious to hear from you. How do you move through it? How did you heal? What was so helpful in healing? And I'll tell you, the reason why I'm even doing this video right now is because, for me to just post that and just get flooded with just the most beautiful comments and love and support. That's something that we need. And I would say, I would question that whole saying that nothing, the only thing consistent is change. I think what never changes is our need for love and support. So, that's my little addition right there. But I think that's pretty consistent. So, just want to thank everybody for all the love, and just, find out how you're rolling or dealing with change. Is it helping you? Is it a welcome thing? Is it helping you grow, evolve? What's it doing for you? Just inviting some discussion right here. Thanks so much. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.